leaders.
Advanced student at school. You must have been restless at school, Alex.
I was restless, but every time you mention a point, then I can see all the data that's public, not to mention all the data, inside data you have, but it's just all confirmed. When I was on RT, International TV, a few days ago, they showed the 4 top al-Qaeda people. And 3 of them, Gaddan, Alaki, and one other, they admit all born in the U.S., and then I know their ledgers. Anwar al-Awlaki, Fox News admits, secretly at the Pentagon, 2 months after 9/11, dining with the Secretary of the Army. He runs the Fort Hood, Patsy attacks, the underwear bomber, the Times Square, the shoe bomber. They get the drugged Muttalib on the plane. I mean, this is all admitted. And the State Department did.
Correct.
I mean, what's crazy is But let me just add this final point.
You have to get to the central premise, my dear friend.
No, but here's my point. Adam Gaddan is the grandson of the former head of the ADL who was arrested for beating up Arabs outside mosque. He hated him so much, and the way he gets them is by dressing up in that clown suit with the beard. Here is this ADL grandson uploading with the Intel Center in the same al-Qaeda logo, their logo, and Wired Magazine confirmed they'd made the video. I mean, you're bringing up Bin Laden working for Israel. I don't think people get what you're saying here. They have to.
I'm not saying he's working. I'm saying that basically he had been funded by, diamond dealers. That was in the New York Times. And I'm sure he worked for many other intelligence services, including the Brits and others, because in that game, and this is speculation on that part, in that game of counterterrorism, which unfortunately is a game, it is always service of multiple masters in order to justify what they do, what national governments do. But Bin Laden was always dealing in the diamond business. I believe his mother was Jewish. She's Yemeni. And, the Bin Laden family is still part of the Carlyle Group. Take a look if they hadn't been on it, or they're still part of it. You can look it up. No, sir. London Guardian headline, September 11th, 2001. It had already, September 12th, that all these top brass and Bush people were meeting at the Carlyle Group meeting with the Bin Ladens there that day. That's what I mean. There's all these insane connections. That's correct. It's all connections. So basically the question is, how do you break these connections, and how does the American public stop this nonsensical, dangerous, cynical disruption, as you call it? It's destroying the fibers of our country, and the answer is you have to get out on the streets and start insisting on freedom of speech, insisting that you have to organize, that the American public is not stupid. They don't need to have their homework to protect the country, and they have to demand the truth. And they have to force their legislators, most of whom are cowardly, because whether you're Republican or Democrat, remember the dynamics of a legislator is the panderer. He first says to you very nicely, oh, please vote for me, this is what I can do. Well, it's like saying a physician like me, if I were a medical student, I go up to you, Alex, and I said, listen, I want you to pay for the fact that I'm going to be a doctor, but I'm not a doctor right now, but I promise you I'm going to be a doctor. And you're going to say, what, are you crazy? You haven't shown anything that you can do to be a doctor. Well, that's what Obama did. He said, look, I can run this country, but I've never run anything. All right, Dr. Pieczenik, we've got to break. We've got to break. And again, I hate to interrupt because everything you're saying is so important, but then I've got all of these other questions I want to bring up to you, and I want to get into the solutions. I want to spend a lot of time on that. There's also a lot of breaking news. CBS News is confirming the president has now given an interview that will be played later this week, that they are not going to release the photos. And they say, Obama said the risk of releasing outweighed the benefits. Conspiracy theorists around the world will just claim the photos are doctored anyway. And there is a real risk that releasing the photos will only serve to inflame public opinion in the Middle East. And he went on to attack conspiracy theorists. This has been released by CBS News, that Obama is responding to conspiracy theorists. That is people that don't buy his propaganda. I want to talk about this when we come back, but also, more importantly, something I've learned that you've written and talked about, the move towards a police state martial law situation, because there is a full court press, ABC, CBS, CNN saying, contrary to the war on terror being over, we are going to set up federally trained police in grocery stores everywhere, and that everyone is going to have hands stuck down their pants. They're doing this to break our will.
We'll find out from Dr. Pieczenik what it means.
Do you want to learn more about preparing for the hard times ahead? Have you ever thought about actually getting off the grid and becoming truly self-reliant? Introducing Off the Grid News, a weekly newsletter for independent Americans who want practical advice on how to survive and even prosper in an increasingly dangerous world. It's the best way to get a black belt in emergency preparedness, survival skills, and off-the-grid living. Packed with hard-hitting information on gardening, food preparation, alternative energy, and home security, there's simply nothing like it. And the best part? This $100 annual subscription is now free of charge. Simply sign up today, and you'll also get our hard-hitting report, Food Shock, Why 2011 Could Be the Single Most Important Year in American History to Plant a Family Garden. It's absolutely free for listeners who sign up at offthegridnews.net. That's offthegridnews.net. Get your free Food Shock right now at offthegridnews.net.
We all know that Berkey Water Purification Systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey Water Filtration Systems. The Berkey Light Systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light System today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $231, and the Berkey Guy will ship your order free of charge. With the purchase of a Berkey Light, the Berkey Guy is also offering a set of fluoride and arsenic filters for only $39.99. That's over 30% off the retail price. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at goberkey.com. That's goberkey.com today.
Are you still a traditional smoker? Now experience a new lifestyle and try vaping with e-cigarettes by LeSig. Imagine no ashes, stains, nasty smell, or coughing and hacking. With LeSig e-cigarettes' revolutionary microelectronic technology, rechargeable battery, and unique replaceable cartridge, you'll get all the benefits and satisfaction of smoking without the hazards. Choose your taste from a wide variety of our new American-made vape-free e-liquids at LeSig.com. And LeSig smokes the competition by serving thousands of worldwide customers with real people customer service, fast, free, same-day shipping, and a 30-day warranty and satisfaction guarantee. So are you ready for a new vaping lifestyle? Then call 870-518-4307. That's 870-518-4307. Or visit LeSig.com, spelled LECIG.com. LeSig e-cigarettes for today's modern smoker.
It's torture when a guest like Dr. Pieczenik is on because it's so informative. And I've done all this research. When I hear him talking, I want to say, yes, you're right. Folks, it's true. In fact, here's all this public evidence. I mean, he'll say one line of information and then another. And each one, when I've just immersed myself in this, it makes my head burn. Not in a bad way. It makes me want to jump out of my chair and just see people come out of their trance. The people perish for lack of knowledge. Sir, what do you make of Obama? They've now released the transcript of a 60 Minutes interview he just did today, responding to conspiracy theorists. Now he's responding to the birth certificate. I mean, this shows how weak they are. And now they're not going to release a photo because any Photoshop expert can put it in a computer and scan it. They put out whether you believe he was born in Hawaii or not, the experts have now spoken. The birth certificate has been altered. Did they do it on purpose to make the debate continue? I don't think so.
Well,
I mean,
let's get it straight. What happens when you attack the government, whether it's under Bush Jr. or Obama, and you're seeing Obama use it, but he's not as effective as Bush Jr. was, because Bush Jr. had more CIA operatives there who had a better history of psyops. The truth is, when you don't know what to say, you immediately denigrate people like me. In particular is what he's talking about, people like you, Alex, and all of your audience, by saying we're conspiracy theorists. Well, you know, the beauty of life is that there are people who are trying to do nasty things. And whether we call it conspiracy theorist or not, or he says it's silliness, that doesn't mitigate the fact that there's truth. And a man who is not able to tell the truth or come to terms with the truth then uses these very flippant words like conspiracy theorist, silly people, birthist, or truist. These are code words in order to make sure that you're put into a corner where you can't say anything and you're categorized. That's a very easy way to delegitimize you in psychological warfare. But unfortunately, the president really is not very smart. Contrary to his own self-esteem, and they're going to listen to this in the White House, he's not very bright. And I'm saying that because he never really had an education in psychology. He never really had an education in the real world, how it works, other than the political world of corruption, deception, denial, and lie. But he doesn't really know how to effectively use it. More importantly, neither do anybody around him. That's why the storyline and this atrocity and ridiculousness, if you want to talk of the president's own word, silliness, of the body of Osama Bin Laden that's been dead for 9 years, but he can't show you a picture of it, is so absurd, it flashes back to him. It's what we call a blowback. The president now is desperate.
Well, that's what I'm saying, sir. Doctor, I got to stop you again. I got to stop you because this is I'm having an epiphany here. Exactly. I think this proves what you're saying. They've got the power, but they've been immersed in their lies so long that they're the ones that are delusional. Didn't they know claiming they threw him in the ocean would make people not believe them? Don't they know not releasing a photo is the prima facie evidence? I mean, they look so guilty.
My dear friend Alex, let me tell you something about you and the American public. We're a lot smarter than our politicians. This is not being grandiose. I'm just telling you. The American public has to understand that we, the American public, are a lot smarter than our politicians because, number one, we understand real life. Number two, we're used to television shows. Number three, we have silly movies. We're used to reality shows. This is a reality show that makes no sense and is very pathetic. Because, unfortunately, it's costing us millions and hundreds of millions of dollars, and the actor is not a very good actor. Because, number one, he's not good at acting. You look at him as a teleprompter, he's pathetic. He looks like a zombie without any emotion. Secondly, he really has no intellectual capacity to analyze or question what really is happening, despite the fact he said he's from Harvard Law, very Harvard Law. Well, that doesn't make for a very effective president or a good person.
Another BS-filled lawyer. Stay there, Dr. Pieczenik, back in 60 seconds. We've only got 20 minutes left with him. This is amazing, ladies and gentlemen.
You are listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
Hi, folks. This is Alex Jones. I'm looking for people that have the wisdom to spot savings, opportunity, and recognize risk. Saving means to make money. The Cal-Ben Pure Soap Company can save you thousands of dollars and give you good old-fashioned real soaps that are triple concentrated and twice as good as what you're using now. Soaps made from vegetable and coconut oils that contain no useless dyes, perfumes, deodorants, or antibacterials. Your risk is the hundreds of hazardous toxic detergents that give you rashes, itching sores, and deteriorating clothing called lint. If you want something better, if you want something you've never had before, you have to do something you've never done before. Getting a free catalog is easy by calling 800-340-7091 or see Calvin on the web at 5starsoap.com. Take charge of your health now by calling 800-340-7091 or see Calvin on the web at 5starsoap.com.
Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
Dr. Pieczenik is our guest. Webster Tarpley coming up, Lord Monckton coming up. There's so many stories, so much intel this guy could give us, so many questions. I don't even know where to begin. We're going to have him back just for calls soon and for your Twitter questions. Dr. Pieczenik, I want to get into solutions in the next segment with you. This is a short little segment, but you were just talking about Rumsfeld attacking you after 9/11. And at the same time, Bush went to the UN and said, let us never tolerate outrageous conspiracy theories. which means don't investigate, don't look at me, don't look under the rug. I mean, it's really methinks you protest too much. But
That's correct.
Again.